It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello and welcome, everybody. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. We're glad to have you with us on 2K Sports. Tonight, it'll be the Phoenix Suns going up against the Golden State Warriors at Oracle Arena. Well, for the Warriors, they lost Game 1 in this matchup earlier this season. They'll see them 4 times in all, looking to even the series with a win tonight. We've heard some thoughts on it before, but now that we are able to look back on the Warriors' accomplishment last season, all the wins, the first title in 40 years, how do you view the season they had, Shaq, in a historical perspective?
It was super successful. First-year coach with no experience, win championship. 67 wins put them as a top 5 team of all time. Combination of their offense and defense made them one of the best teams ever. And it was something Kenny and I were not used to. We're used to seeing big guards dominate. Kobe Bryant, Dwayne Wade, Penny Hardaway. Steph Curry has the same body as Kenny's son. Kenny's son is 19-year-old. Guy has no chest muscles, but he dominates.
Yeah, KJ has no chest muscles. But I'll tell you what, people can say what they want, and they've said, oh, they won because of injuries. What? You beat who's in front of you. Congratulations, Golden State Warriors.
When you look
NBA
back,
champs.
will you consider them one of the great champions?
Well, to be a great champion, you have to be back to back.
Stop it, Ernie.
Three
Cut it out, Ernie.
No.
No, I'm just saying that's a 67-win team that won the championship.
WF do. D. Whoopie freaking do.
WF do.
No, not yet. You have to multiple championships.
Okay,
define great stuff.
Just threw the question out there. WF do. Let's go to Kevin Harlan.
The Suns are looking to defeat their Western Conference rival going into this game. The excitement of the NBA is on the way. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. First game back in Golden State for the Warriors. They're ready to play. This game's going to be a challenge for them. Facing one of the top-tier teams in the league, they'll have to be at their best to steal a win here.
And well, for the Warriors, this has been a terrible way for them to kick off their year. They have to find a way to get back on track soon before this season gets away from them.
Greg, it's really surprising to me to see them fighting just to stay afloat this early in the season.
So Golden State will get the first possession. And now the opening lineup for Phoenix. We've got Sanders, Booker out there with Chris Paul. Then it's the Machine, and it's Morris in at the 4. The offensive rebound. So it's Phoenix now. I want to keep it rolling here following the win against Dallas.
And if you look at the numbers, guys, I mean, what jumps out at you is the balance they had offensively.
Very satisfying road win because you're right. There was tremendous balance displayed. I mean, the crowd was basically stunned at how they were able to dismantle that defense.
And when you look at Draymond Green, he's not a guy who will wow you with his numbers or his athleticism, Clark. He brings a lot of intangibles, though. And I remember talking early in his career with Tom Izzo up at Michigan State saying those exact things, that he gives you so much more than just what you see.
And his current coach and our former partner, Steve Kerr, raves about him. He's the heart and soul of the Warriors, in Steve's words.
Curry kicks to Green. Back to Curry. Clock at 6. For the 3. Again, Curry missing.
Still can't get anything going here after 3 tries.
Paul outside. It's stolen by Green. Now the Warriors moving it up. Porter against Sanders. Bogut kicks to Barbosa. To the left wing. Curry passes to Barbosa. Good, and Curry gets the assist.
You know, you talk about Green's enthusiasm for the game. He's constantly talking, whether defensively or even in an opponent's ear. He's a vocal presence. And also another example of how a guy can make an impact without necessarily having it show up in the stat sheet. And a really good way to start the game. He's a guy who, if he gets it going early, he's going to give you problems.
Outside Curry. Green kicks to Barbosa. Green, the screen. Pass to Porter. Just 5 to shoot. The 3-ball. Phoenix grabs the miss.
And also, don't discount his leadership. Draymond Green's been a vocal leader his entire career. Even as a rookie, he wasn't afraid to challenge his teammates. And that competitive spirit, guys, can be contagious.
Well, at this point in his career, Clark, it's safe to call Chris Paul one of the all-time great point guards.
Yeah, without question. I mean, for a long time, it was hard to argue that Chris Paul wasn't the top point guard in the league. Even now, you can make arguments for others, but Paul is always going to be in the conversation.
And the first one drops.
And with Paul, it is all about his consistency. Other point guards will have better years or stretches than him, but he just puts up huge numbers year in and year out, literally like clockwork.
No good on the second free throw.
You know, it's amazing to me how little fanfare CP3 gets. I mean, he's not a flashy player, but you look at his effectiveness on the court, and he's a once-in-a-generation kind of talent. I mean, he's done it all his entire career.
Now, here's Curry. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against Milwaukee.
You know, and in watching that game, he did a really nice job of passing the basketball, scoring, and setting up his teammates.
Here's Paul, following the score by Golden State. To the inside. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game.
Another nice bucket down low. They've really been able to work the ball into the post effectively so far.
Yeah, and I think we're going to see them operating a lot of their offense from the interior today.
Now, here's Curry. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. Bogut dishes to Porter. On the wing, Green. Golden State needs to get off a shot. Curry can't get it to go. Suns leading by 3. It's going to be out of bounds. The Suns will retain possession. Paul with the ball, now guarded by Porter. Paul passes to Booker. Now in the scoring column with that deuce. 1 for 2 this game.
What great touch there on the fadeaway. Man, right in his face.
Clark, some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, they need a basket just to regain some momentum here, Kevin.
And the wide open shot from Green. From outside, off the mark. The Suns have gotten 4 of 6 field goal attempts to drop in the first quarter. And so he draws the foul on the shot, a trip to the line to shoot 2.
And guys, in a draft with so many talented big men and lead guards, Booker was a bit of a hot commodity. One of the purest sharpshooters in the draft, has a lightning quick release on his jump shot.
First one falls for him. And with Booker, you know, who is a Kentucky guy, he's a sharpshooter. Greg, you're talking about that. His dad actually played at the University of Missouri. He was a pretty good shooter. Clark, this Booker has a pretty good frame to work with, and I think that's going to serve him well in the NBA.
Yeah, I agree with you. I like his size. I like his stroke. I like his toughness. I think he's going to be better defensively than people think. He's got a lot of good stuff in his game already.
What a year for the Suns in terms of transactions. Started the season with Dragic and Thomas on the roster and moved them both, Clark, at the deadline.
And, you know, most folks saw the Dragic trade coming after his disagreements with the team. The Thomas trade was a bit of a surprise, though.
Now, here is Barbosa. And looking at his production, he averages a little more than 7 points a game. And the Warriors miss again. Phoenix leading by 7. Morris with the ball. Now guarded by Porter. Paul outside. Pass to Booker. And a great assist by Paul as that one goes in. Booker's got 6.
And as you said, the Suns made a flurry of deals at the deadline. You knew they would move one guard, but ended up moving 2. Brought back 1 as well.
Now here is Barbosa. Hits it from three-point range. Barbosa's got his second basket of the night.
You know what, guys? He can really light it up from the perimeter at times.
Paul against Curry. And it's Paul missing.
When the Suns made all those trades, you kind of figured there would be some adjustment. And they did fall off a bit. Still, they felt what they had wasn't quite good enough going forward, so they got a jump on rebuilding last year.
Now here's Green following the shot by Chris Paul. And he gets it to go. Green's got his first 2 points. Phoenix leading by 4. Paul kicks to Booker. Dishes it to Morris. The feed to Booker. Takes the 3. Kept alive. The machine passes to Paul. Trains the three-pointer.
So far, so good for them at the offensive end here in the early going.
Yeah, the great field goal percentage to start, exactly what they were hoping for. And they've gotten good looks, you know, so that's one reason they're frustrated. Maybe he can come up with something to get them an easy one, maybe get to the line.
Yeah, you know, that may be the answer for them. But you know what else, Greg? Ultimately, I think because they're getting good shots, they'll make a better percentage of them going forward.
The Warriors making a switch here. Iguodala's checked in. Tyson Chandler, he's checked in for the Suns. Warriors trail by 7. Now it's ended down to Doris Burke, who was able to talk to Jeff Hornacek.
He talked about the impact of opposing big man Andrew Bogut, saying there just aren't that many 7-footers with his kind of game. A great interior defender first and foremost. We can't get tunnel vision when we attack the rim. He's got size and strength, and we can't allow him to bully us for offensive rebounds. Let's see if they can keep Bogut from having a big game, guys.
All right, Doris. Curry dishes to Iguodala. Bogut kicks to Curry. Feeds it to Green. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. It's on Tyson Chandler. Last season, Draymond Green taking over the starting power forward role in Golden State. Last season, David Lee was injured, remember, in preseason. Green was inserted, and he's been terrific ever since.
Absolutely superb. A former second-round pick, his emergence has fueled this team's rise to greatness.
And the first one at the line is good.
And I really have always felt Draymond Green was one of those unique players. I mean, he kind of a tweener in terms of that small forward, power forward at only 6'7". But he's got toughness. The long arms enable him to defend bigger guys. And also the basketball IQ. You can never discount the importance of understanding what you're doing when you're on the floor. And with Draymond Green, he can defend inside. He can cover on the perimeter. I mean, his versatility at both ends of the floor also a huge asset. And you can't have a higher basketball IQ than he does. It really helps him excel at all facets of the game.
Warriors trail by 7. Barnes kicks to Curry. Takes the 3. And that one's good. Curry's got himself on the board with 3 there.
Good open look, and he splashes home the 3.
Here's Booker. Off target at the rim. Here's Golden State now. This game coming after a loss against the Bucks.
Yeah, not a very inspired performance for them, particularly when they were defending. They just gave that hostile crowd plenty to cheer for.
Yeah, they allowed a lot of free runs to the hoop, a lot of open jump shots, and in the end, the opponent's shooting percentage was through the roof. You can't win if your defense isn't better than that.
Morris with the bucket.
And the rebound and the follow show you what he is all about. Gritty and determined with a soft touch to match.
Now here's Curry. He's a guy we see deliver on a nightly basis, averaging about 24.5 points a game. Curry with another miss.
Boy, I tell you what, the complexion of this game would be completely different if he shot the ball anything like he's capable of.
The basket counts and one. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it a three-point play.
And loving the hustle here early. I mean, they struck first on the offensive glass.
And those putback baskets contributing to their lead, Greg. Boy, for Jamal Crawford, guys, it's been a really good career. Not many guys can maintain his level of quickness after 15 years in the league. I mean, but last season, he finally started to show a little wear and tear.
Spates checked in for the Warriors. And back to Crawford last season, he was down in field goal and three-point percentage. Plus, he battled with a calf injury that ultimately kept him out of 17, 18 games late in the year.
Yeah, Kevin, but his deep range spread the floor when he was out there. He still has that presence about him that you have to honor him. And he also hits some very timely shots. A dangerous assassin who always needs to be accounted for.
West, that's good. Suns leading by 4. Payne kicks to Crowder. Chandler a screen. And the pass to Morris. Good on the baseline, Jay.
Really crisp, intelligent passing to make that basket possible.
Pass to Spates. Golden State moving it around. Curry kicks it to West. Spates sets a screen. 5 to shoot. Here's Curry. Again, Curry missing.
They've been sensational on the backboard to start this game.
Yeah, sensational is a really good word for it, Greg. They're tearing it up on the glass.
Now here's Crawford. Taking a look at the scoring numbers. Right now he averages about 9 points a game. Now here's Iguodala. Tight defense on him. There's the dish to West. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Andre Iguodala. That's his first foul.
They're relying on their three-point shooting and getting pretty good results right now.
You're right. 3 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
Suns leading by 3. Crawford outside. Morris with the screen for Crawford. And it's Curry with the rebound. Coleman here now for an injury report.
Guys, I was able to talk with the head athletic trainer of the Phoenix Suns about his status. He said that he twisted his ankle and it's swelling up on him. The schedule becomes a real grind at this time of the year, and that injury is only going to make things harder on this team. Guys?
Okay, Doris, sounds like he won't be out for too long.
Well, hopefully that's the case, Kevin, and he'll be back before long.
Chandler a screen. Here's Payne. Offensive rebound. And the dunk by Chandler.
And Kevin, plays like that are really the reason they've got a nice lead right now. Just a great job on the glass.
And Greg, the jam and the follow gets their whole bench jumping. Clark, look at them. They are really into it.
Yeah, they sure are. And that's a little salt in the wound there. I mean, they take a miss and turn it into one of the plays of the game. That hurts.
So it's the Warriors now, following the score by Phoenix. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Curry, and it's Golden State with another.
Yeah, not a good start for him offensively. Just 2 of 8 from the field, but his confidence has not waned.
Payne kicks to Crowder. Morris with a screen on Barnes. Up top, Crowder, fended by West. Shot by Crowder, no good.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
And here's Barnes for 3. A shot, no good. And Phoenix the other way now. Their last encounter was in Phoenix.
And the last time they faced this club, rebounding was their big advantage.
Clearly, that was the overriding factor. A double-digit advantage on the boards. They just pounded them inside.
Chandler with the screen on Curry. Payne passes to Chandler. Payne dishes to Chandler. Crawford, no one around him. A three-pointer is right on target. Crawford's got 6. Curry. Got it! He got it! Just in time! What a shot!
3 points at the buzzer.
Definitely an answer to prayer there.
At the end of one, a closely contested game so far. Phoenix ahead, leading by 3. And the second quarter about to get started. We'll be back in just a moment. And now a chance to hear from Stephen Curry about the team's struggles of late. You know, Clark, when you hear a talent as tremendous as Curry talk about what a struggle it is, you know you're watching just outstanding basketball.
Well, I tell you what, I like that kind of serious and focused attitude that's really always been Curry's approach. It's one of the reasons he's always working to get better and hone and upgrade his game, and how he's able to take it that one notch forward each season.
And the second quarter getting underway. No team gaining an edge so far. What stands out to you from the Suns in this one?
You can tell the point of emphasis has been to get to the offensive glass.
Yep, and they've set the tone here early with the hustle they've come out with.
Green at the 4 with Bogut at the 5. Barbosa is out there with Iguodala. And it's Porter in at the small forward. That's the group for the Golden State Warriors to start the second quarter. What a year for the Warriors. Clark won their division for the first time in 39 years, ran away with the very tough Western Conference.
And there were a number of surprises last season, Kevin, but the Warriors were at the top of the list. I mean, I don't think anybody, including you and I, pegged them to be as good as they were.
Especially the way the finals began.
Exactly.
Out to Chandler. Wants to get it to Sanders and does. It's in, and he's a very efficient 5 for 6 on the game.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agenda.
Yeah, and it's really fun to see that kind of unselfishness. Really hard not to appreciate all the assists they've racked up.
Now here's Porter. He had an 18-point outing in the last game against Milwaukee.
Yeah, and he also did a great job on the backboards, Kev, and that also was a factor.
Paul with the ball. Barbosa picks him up. Paul kicks to Chandler. Good, and Paul gets the assist. Paul's got his 3rd assist on the night.
And the Warriors won 51 games back in 2014, improved that mark by 16 wins last season. Among teams that won at least 50 games in the previous year, that 16-game improvement was an NBA record for the Warriors.
Now here's Porter. And it's blocked. And so it looks like the Warriors will retain possession here. And we're about 2 minutes into the second quarter here. Barbosa for 3.
Not able to find it here in the second. He's off stride and off track just a bit after that one he had earlier. He sniffed out that board and then powered it back in.
Pure Mike Clark, so strong going back up with that one.
Playing to his strength, too, guys. That's what he's capable of.
Paul missing again.
I'm shocked that didn't turn into 3 points. I mean, he makes you pay on those nearly every time.
It goes without saying the Warriors set franchise records all over the place with their play. Their win total being the highest ever, but also of note was it was the first time they've won 50 games in back-to-back seasons. They seem to truly have arrived as a top-notch franchise in this current state of the NBA.
Warriors trail by 9. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time getting the lid off the basket so far.
Green, the screen. Porter passes to Iguodala. Shot clock at 5. Now here is Barbosa. He has 5. Bogut kicks to Porter. Tries again. And count the basket. He was fouled, and he's going to the line for one more.
Yeah, terrific play right there. Great strength to finish through the contact.
That's exactly how it should be done. Get the bump, concentrate on the shot, and you'll get the bucket too.
And guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for the Suns?
Fellas, the rebounding has been very strong. Excellent so far. Putbacks are very valuable, and they're getting some.
And also defensively, they've been able to cause some turnovers tonight, and that also builds confidence and gives you momentum.
Now here's Shumpert. Now Booker. And that one comes up a bit short.
If he can improve on what's been a shaky day for him thus far, they could stretch this lead out.
Green inside the three-point line. The shot's good on the assist by Iguodala. 6 points for Draymond Green. Phoenix leading by 4. Paul kicks to Shumpert. And it's denied. It's Iguodala with the drive. And that one's good.
What a play there. The hoop plus the harm.
Yeah, great concentration there, Greg. Hung in there. He didn't let that contact throw him off at all. Stayed focused on the rim, knew he was going to get hit, and still was able to finish.
And for Andre Iguodala, last year was a first in 758 games. Up until then, he had not once ever come off the bench.
Yeah, he had been a starter throughout his 10-year career, every single game, Kevin. And last year he came off the bench in every game. Big adjustment for the veteran, but he made it well.
And getting back to Iguodala last season, not only did he come off the bench for the first time ever, but he really thrived in doing so. Playing the fewest minutes per game of his career, he was able to avoid some of the nagging injuries that had plagued him in the past. And so he could stick around to help the Warriors assemble that franchise record of 67 wins last season.
He's been anything but his usual self this quarter. It's actually been ugly to see.
Here's the machine, and so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
You know, for Iguodala at this point in his career, it's just about winning. He's had a couple of large contracts. He's made multiple All-Star teams, but now it's about rings for him. And he got one.
The Suns shooting their 6th and 7th free throws in the game.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
And they've increased their percentage quite a bit since last season, guys.
No good on the free throw. And he sinks the second. It was the season of destiny, and the Warriors certainly followed through. Clark, the best team in the league all year, and they finished the job beating the Cavs in the finals.
And they were on a mission from the get-go. They would become another team to win 65 games or more and win the final. Impressive work.
Porter. That doesn't go on the chance to tie. The Suns leading. Sanders dishes to Booker. Barbosa against Paul, and so it's going to be a 3-second violation out there on the defense.
And for the Warriors, they had tough opponents the whole way. I mean, the Pelicans, Grizzlies, and Rockets, they all put up fights. The Cavs in the finals were just as tough with LeBron, but the Warriors found a way to come through.
And the free throw no good, but they'll get the ball back here.
And for the Warriors, it had been nearly 40 years, guys, since the franchise made it to the finals. They had a lot of pressure on them to win and finish things off, but they got it done and did it in emphatic fashion, winning on the road. The title solidified them as one of the all-time outstanding teams in NBA history.
He can be a forgotten man in their offense sometimes, but the D still has to keep an eye on him.
Barbosa kicks to Green. He dishes it to Iguodala. Green with a screen for Iguodala. And the Warriors miss again.
Good little two-man action there, but they just can't get the shot to fall.
Yeah, but that was a beauty. Good-looking shot, well-executed play. I wouldn't be surprised to see them go back to it.
The Suns have shot 5 of 8 from the foul line.
2 shots.
And that one misses. Phoenix looked to be on the verge of making it back into the playoffs last season. Ultimately, though, Greg, they faltered in the second half of the year.
Yeah, it was a three-team race. And after coming up short in 14, the Suns had the edge early. As you said, Kevin, they simply couldn't keep things going in the second half of the season.
Barnes, he's checked in for Iguodala.
You know, guys, the Suns went from the 8th seed to finishing 10th in the West. I mean, it would have been a tough task for them to stay in the race, particularly after all the trades. I mean, their team was in transition.
Now here's Barnes. He had an 18-point outing in the last game against the Bucks in Milwaukee.
Yeah, terrific play right there. Great strength to finish through the contact.
That's exactly how it should be done. Get the bump, concentrate on the shot, and you'll get the bucket too.
And when you shake up a roster, as the Suns did last year, it's hard to keep pace. They ended 6 games back of that final playoff spot, but that all happened after they decided to shake things up.
And that one misses.
And how about Harrison Barnes, the Black Falcon? I mean, he was a high school phenom in Ames, Iowa, and a lottery pick back in 2012 after 2 seasons at Carolina. Remember also in high school, he was a teammate of Dougie McBucket.
Now Porter, after Amon Shumpert missed from long range. Kicks to Sanders. Not wasting any time and taking the shot and knocking it down. Sanders has got 6 here in this quarter. Harrison Barnes, of course, went to North Carolina, grew up as a huge fan of former Tar Heel Michael Jordan.
Yeah, you know, interesting, his mother started taping Jordan's games on the VCR years before he was born. His given name, Harrison Bryson Jordan Barnes. How about that for a factoid?
I didn't know that.
Nor did I.
A really good rebound in traffic. That's what the big fella's there for.
Here's the machine. Good, and Paul gets the assist. Paul's got his 4th assist in this one.
Really well done there. Just confident and composed, never in a hurry.
Now here is Barbosa. 5 points in the game. Green passes to Barbosa. Green, the screen. Sanders with the steal. Out in his own on the break. The finish. Throws down off the coast-to-coast drive.
And with that speed, once he took off, the D just had no chance of getting back.
Well, I think they did the right thing. I mean, just give up the 2 points and move forward. Hey, discretion is the better part of valor sometimes. Write that one down, game players. Discretion is the better part of valor.
Some changes for Golden State. Spates checked in for Bogut. West comes in for Green, and Curry subbed in for Leandro Barbosa. And the Suns here with a different look. Markieff Morris is checked in for Sanders. Crowder comes in for Shumpert. Jamal Crawford, he's checked in for Booker, and it's Payne in for Chris Paul. Now here's Porter. Curry outside. An absolute bomb from 3-point range. Curry's got 11. Payne kicks to Morris. He feeds it to Payne. It's Crawford on the wing. Guarded by Porter. It's Crawford with the drive. Can't connect from 14 feet out. Warriors trail by 7. Here's Barnes. Payne grabs the board.
That's one he knows he should have drained.
He kicks it to Crowder. Pass to Morris. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2. The Oracle Arena was rocking last season with good reason. The Warriors would finish a league best 39-2 at home last year.
And how about that 39-2 record put them 1 off of tying the best record ever in the NBA. That record, by the way, belongs to the Celtics with 40 wins back in 1986.
Well, I tell you what, you look at the Warriors, and they were actually unstoppable in every way last season. Average home margin of victory was 13+ points. A lot of those games weren't even that close as they let things get tight in garbage time.
And he makes both free throws.
And more on the Warriors' home dominance. Shot almost 50% as a team at home.
which led the league, shot over 41% from beyond the arc as a team.
Now here's Barnes. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. Outside Curry. 5 on the clock. No good from Spates.
Solid job by them on the glass here tonight. +8 in rebound.
You know what? That rebound has always been a critical element of the game, and that's why they are now understanding how to win.
Here's Barnes, and he jams it with authority.
Easy to see who's going to win that race.
Yeah, early offense is often easy offense. Excellent work that time.
Morris, left side. The shot is good, and so is his shooting tonight. 3 for 4. Warriors trail by 9. Curry with it. 11 points in the game. To the left side wing. Shot clock at 6. And it's West missing. Phoenix has gone 1 of 4 from three-point range in the second. Not a whole lot dropping out there for them. And Morris throws it down.
And nobody, guys, among the defenders stepping up to challenge him on that drive to the 10.
And Greg, he says, thank you very much, and sails in for the flush.
And those are the kind of sequences that tell you why the score is what it is.
They recover it. Barnes kicks it to West. It's Porter outside. The shot's good on the assist by West. 8 points for Otto Porter Jr.
Boy, I tell you what, he loves getting looks like that from the three-point line. No one near him. That's a warm-up jumper for him.
And first time out of the game called for Phoenix.
He's definitely shaken up. They're using the timeout to let their trainer take a look at it.
Doris Burke has an update for us. Doris?
Yes, Kevin, during that last break, I heard Jeff Hornacek as he addressed his team. He made no mistake that their plan was to run their offense through Morris. Coach is calling on him to play a big role in the offense for the rest of this game, to really be one of the key guys for them down the stretch. Guys, they're clearly hoping those changes have an effect even before this game makes it to halftime. Kevin?
Thanks again, Doris. Now here's Crowder. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. To the wing on the left. Nice ball movement by Phoenix. Crawford, no luck. Warriors trail by 8. Curry dishes to West. Pass to Spates. For 3. Rebound by the Suns. They've led by as many as 11 points. The feed now to Payne. Chandler outside. On the wing, Jamal Crawford. Morris with a screen on Porter. Crawford drives in, dishes it to Morris. And stolen by Barnes. And now in transition, it's Barnes. Here we go. Curry, good.
They've slowed down casting those triples here in the second.
And Clark, I'd like to see them go back outside. They've been shooting well from the perimeter.
Now here's Crowder. Chandler with the screen on Barnes. Crowder, the pass to Chandler. Lays it up, and despite of the excellent defense at that, Chandler's got 6 points. The Warriors shooting 38% in the second quarter. Offensively, they look a little bit confused. Outside Curry. From deep. Tyson Chandler grabs the board. Chandler's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. And the wide open shot from Morris. They grab their own miss. Payne kicks to Morris. Crawford against Barnes. Crawford dishes to Morris. And there's the defensive 3-second call. For Phoenix, they have made 8 of their 12 free throws in this game. And he shows the focus there, nails the technical. 5 seconds left to play in the first half. Spates cannot hit. The clock runs out, and we're heading to halftime. Suns lead by 9. And now let's catch up with Doris Burke, who's standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Well, Tyson, what has been the key to enabling your team to control the tempo of this game throughout this first half?
I think the way we came out defensively, we locked into their sets. We're taking them out of what they want to accomplish. Because of that, we're able to make some shots on the other end.
It all came together in that first 24 minutes. Tyson, thanks for the time, guys.
Thank you, Doris, and we'll be back for the third quarter of action following halftime.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Well, 2 quarters down, 2 to go. Welcome back, Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kenny the Jet Smith as we start breaking it down for you. Phoenix had no problems getting going. Tenacious on both ends of the floor, they took command early with a 13-2 run. Things started to even out as the quarter progressed as their lead was cut to just 1 by the end of the first. Then in a hard-fought second quarter, they more than held their own, increasing their advantage to finish up 9 at the break. Let's hear from you, Shaq, on the Suns.
The area where they impressed me the most has been on the boards. When the shot's gone up, everybody goes for it. Just a matter of maintaining that energy, playing with that same kind of aggression in the final 2 quarters.
And over to Kenny now. How'd you think the Warriors were playing?
Well, they shot under 40% in the first half. There's your deficit. They missed some open looks, wide open. But overall, I thought the offense was stagnant. Look for their coach to draw up some specific plays to try to jumpstart them in the second half.
All right, that is going to wrap up our halftime report as it's just about time for the start of the third quarter.